time?
Yeah, we're just waiting to go live. Okay, we are live. Everyone ready? All right. I'm going to call this meeting to order. For all that care to, please stand for an opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us pray. We thank you for the beauty and the spirit of our city and the community that continues to make this a reality. Bless our citizens, our council, and our staff as we work to make the choices that serve and protect this great opportunity. Guide us to make choices that reflect our values and the values of our community. In your name we pray, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone, for being here this evening, and welcome to Republic. So as we get this meeting started, we will start off with citizens' participation. This is an opportunity for citizens to speak directly to council on matters that are not listed on tonight's agenda. Do we have anyone in the audience this evening that is here for citizens' participation? Okay, seeing how there is none, we will move on and close citizens' participation and move on to the consent agenda. I welcome the council to ask any questions or comments about item number 1 or 2 on the agenda. If we have no questions or comments, I need a motion and a second for approval of the consent agenda.
Motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0. Moving on to board, commission, and committee schedule. We have a city council work session on January the 27th, 2026 at 11 a.m. We have a city council meeting February the 3rd, 2026. We have a board of adjustment meeting on February the 5th, 2026, and it looks like that has been canceled. And it looks like our planning and zoning meeting on February the 9th, 2026 was canceled as well. And our next city council meeting after that first February is February the 17th, 2026. Moving on from our schedule, we have a public hearing this evening. Item number 3, a public hearing of the City Council regarding approving the annexation of approximately 70.83 acres of property located at 7275 West Farm Road 144 and adjacent right-of-way. I'm now going to open the public hearing. If there's anyone here this evening that would like to speak, please come forward, state your name and address for the public record, and we'll give you 3 minutes to speak with City Council. Good evening.
Evening. Thanks for having me. My name's Brock Stringer. I'm here with Olson. Our office is located at 550 East St. Louis Street in downtown Springfield, and I'm here representing Convoy of Hope, and here to answer any questions you guys have regarding this annexation.
Okay. Do we have any questions from City Council? Okay. Doesn't look like we have any at this time.
Perfect.
But
Thank
thank you
you.
for being here this evening. Do we have anyone else in the audience this evening here to speak on this public hearing? Okay. Seeing that there is none, I will now close the public hearing. Item number 4, we have a public hearing of the City Council regarding approving the annexation of approximately 9.85 acres of property located at 7395 West Farm Road 144 and adjacent right-of-way. I'm now going to open the public hearing. If we have anyone here this evening to speak on this public hearing and you would like to speak, please come forward, state your name and your address for the public record. Seeing that there is none, we will now close that public hearing. There is no old business or tabled items for this evening, so we'll move on to new business and first reading of ordinances. Item number 5, I need a motion and a second for the first reading of Bill 26-01 by title only, please.
Motion.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laura will read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council amending Title IV, Land Use, Chapter 410, Subdivision Regulations, Section 410.700, Sinkholes and Karst Features of the Municipal Code of the City of Republic, Missouri.
Thank you, Laura. And we've got Mr. Tabor here this evening to give us an overview.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Chris Tabor, Principal Planner. The city staff is requesting amendments to Section 410.700, Sinkholes and Karst Features, to provide some flexibility towards development and in and around sinkholes. Currently, within the city limits, there are 573 acres of mapped sinkholes, which represent more than 5% of the total area within the City of Republic. Current city regulations do not allow the permitting of any projects within 30 feet of those sinkholes as mapped. Primarily, Section 410.700 contains the rules and regulations surrounding sinkholes as they concern property development. This section of code has been in place for more than 20 years as is. During that time, new methods for construction have been devised, new materials invented, and experts have learned more about this topic, which has necessitated a need to make some amendments to this section. The proposed amendment addresses these changes by laying out a process for a sinkhole remediation permit. In each case, a sinkhole is unique and may need to be addressed differently. The purpose of this permit is to provide a path for the applicant to study and potentially remove some of the constraint on development that's presented by a particular sinkhole. The process outlined leans heavily on the employ of subject matter experts or geotechnical engineers as consultants for the applicant and for the city. These third parties will determine the feasibility of remediation, outline the plan when one exists for remediation, assess the allowable uses for a remediated sinkhole, if any, and oversee the work conducted on site to ensure it meets their plan as laid out. Most importantly, during the course of the permit and subsequent construction work, community development staff will work closely with the applicant's team to ensure prioritization of safety and health for the community. Staff is recommending approval of the referenced amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Tabor. Do we have any questions, comments, statements from City Council? Mr. Harder.
So what precipitated this change? Did somebody come up and ask for this, or was this something that you guys saw in the books that needed to be changed?
We've got a number of places in the city where we have done, we've allowed some exploratory work on sinkholes to learn more about what's in the ground. And in a lot of these cases, there isn't a process for, not an official process in the code for how the city should deal with it if someone were to learn through this study that a sinkhole may be different than is mapped on the assessor's site. Right now, we just use the assessor's mapped sinkhole site. That layer is created by basically a flown LiDAR, and that's kind of the best information we can start with. And that's where we start, and we allow people to explore and kind of pare down what's really going on under the ground after that.
Thank you, Mr. Harder. Do we have any additional questions, comments, statements from City Council? Okay. Just make sure that if you do have any additional questions, that we get with staff before the next read. Thank you, Mr. Tabor. Moving on to item number 6. I need a motion and a second for the first reading of Bill 26-02 by title only, please.
Motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laura will read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council approving the annexation of approximately 70.83 acres of property located at 7275 West Farm Road 144 and adjacent right-of-way.
Thank you, Laura. And we've got Mr. Tabor here again this evening.
Good evening again. The City of Republic has received an application from Convoy of Hope requesting the annexation into the city of 70.83 acres located at 7275 West Farm Road 144. The subject property is compact and contiguous with the City of Republic's currently adopted municipal boundary as required for annexation by Missouri statutes. The parcel is within proximity to the City of Republic utility services and will require extension of sewer and water mains. The annexation, if approved by City Council, will bring the parcel into Ward 2 of the City of Republic and effectively zone the parcel as agricultural AG, as the subject parcel has a current Greene County zoning designation of agricultural A1. In accordance with City Code Section 435-010B, which requires all annexed properties to be classified in the zoning district corresponding to Greene County's zoning designation, or that which closely defines the land's existing use. Staff is recommending approval of this application.
Thank you, Mr. Tabor. Does City Council have any questions, comments, or concerns for this item? Okay, it doesn't look like we have any questions at this time, so Mr. Tabor, thank you again. And to council, this is a first read, so please remember to get with staff if we have any additional questions before the next meeting. Moving on to item number 7. I need a motion and a second for the first reading of Bill 26-03 by title only, please.
Motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laurel, read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council approving the annexation of approximately 9.85 acres of property located at 7395 West Farm Road 144 and adjacent right-of-way.
Thank you, Laura. We've got Mr. Tabor on this one again. Getting comfortable tonight.
Yeah, sorry, I've got a few more too.
Okay.
The City of Republic has received an application from Convoy of Hope again requesting the annexation into the city of 9.85 acres located at 7395 West Farm Road 144. The subject property is compact and contiguous with the City of Republic currently adopted municipal boundary. The parcel is within proximity to the City of Republic's utility service and will require the extension of sewer and water mains. The annexation, if approved by City Council, will bring this parcel into Ward 2 of the City of Republic and effectively zone the parcel as agricultural AG, as the subject property has a current Greene County zoning designation of agricultural A1. Staff is recommending approval of this annexation.
Thank you, Mr. Tabor. City Council will have any questions, comments, concerns on this one? Mr. Neal?
Out of curiosity, why was this not part of the other larger piece?
So the other piece actually has this one cut out of it. I don't know if you remember what it looked like.
Right.
At the time they had purchased it, they had combined the previous purchased properties and just had not combined this one at the same time. So they're required to bring it in by parcel.
Just curious.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Neal. Do we have any additional questions from City Council? Okay, seeing that there is none, thank you, Mr. Tabor, and remember to give the staff if we have any additional questions before the next meeting. Moving on to item number 8. I need a motion and a second for the first reading of Bill 26-04 by title only, please.
Motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laurel, read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council approving amendment of the zoning classification of approximately .33 acres of real property located at 641 North College Avenue from medium-density, single-family residential R1M to two-family residential R2.
Thank you, Laura, and we've got Mr. Tabor here.
We've had a busy month.
We're very busy.
Blake Cantrell Real Estate and Investments LLC has applied to change the zoning classification of .33 acres of property at 641 North College from medium-density single-family residential R1M to two-family residential R2. Rezoning of this parcel is consistent with the city's adopted plans. The general land use and zoning in this area are characterized by a wide mixture of districts that include high and medium-density single-family residential, two-family residential, zero lot line residential, multifamily residential, local commercial, and general commercial, all within less than 300 feet of the subject parcel. City water and sewer are in proximity to the site, and both systems have capacity. The parcel is accessible from College Avenue and does not contain any floodplain or sinkholes. The city is recommending approval of this application.
Thank you, Mr. Tabor. Do we have any questions, comments? Dan?
So any of the houses that are located in the immediate boundary area, are any of those others multifamily or are those single family?
The ones directly to each cardinal direction are single-family. They're R1M as well.
Okay.
Do we have any additional questions from City Council? Did that answer your question, Dan?
Yes, it did. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you, Mr. Harder. Do we have any additional questions from City Council? Comments, concerns, statements? Okay. Looks like we have none, so thank you on that one as well, Mr. Tabor. This is a first read, so make sure that we get with staff if we have any additional questions before the next meeting. Moving on to item number 9. I need a motion and a second for the first reading of Bill 26-05 by title only, please.
Motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laura will read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council amending Title IV, Land Use, Chapter 415, Sign Regulations, Section 415.120, Commercial Sign Overlay Districts of the Municipal Code of the City of Republic, Missouri.
Thank you, Laura. And we've got Mr. Tabor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The city's ordinances for pole signs allow for a maximum of 300 square feet in area and 40 feet in height. This ordinance also contains flexibility for those restrictions on areas with signage near major intersections, such as US Highway 60 and State Highway 174, James River Freeway, and State Highway MM, as well as I-44 and State Highway MM. There is another such area near the intersection of State Highway M and US Highway 60, where the code allows properties within 1,200 feet of that intersection to build pole signs of 350 square feet in area and 45 feet in height. The Missouri Department of Transportation is preparing to break ground on the MM realignment project soon, and this project will see the intersection at MM and US 60 moved, so the relocation of this intersection impacts the need for the increased height requirement and area for signage in both the current and future intersections. So we'd like to remove this overlay district from the former and grant it to the latter. Basically, we have areas at intersections which within 1,200 linear feet allow for those properties to have larger and taller signs. So we have one of those areas located up here where we are getting ready to move that major intersection at. So we are looking to close that one or remove that overlay and put it over there where they will build the new MM highway connection.
Thank you, Mr. Tabor. Do we have any questions, comments? City Council? Okay. Seeing that there is none, Mr. Tabor just did a wonderful job, so thank you very much. And, yeah, definitely several items tonight, so thank you, Chris. For council, this is a first read, so make sure we get with staff before the next meeting if we have any additional questions. Moving on to item number 10. I need a motion and a second for the first reading of Bill 26-06 by title only, please.
Motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laura, read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council amending Title I, Government Code, Chapter 110, Administration Policies, Article 8, Authority to Enter into Contracts Policy, Section 110.200, Persons authorized to enter into a contract on behalf of city. Article 2, Purchasing and Surplus Property Disposal, Section 110.020.01, Purchasing Policy and Procedures, and Chapter 120, City of Officers and Employees, Article 5, City Administrator, Section 120.090, City Administrator Duties, and adopting a revised policy entitled City of Republic's Purchasing Policy.
Thank you, Laura, for getting that all in one sentence. That was a long one. And we have, previously to our council meeting tonight, we had a city council workshop where this was the topic of our workshop. And so continuing on with that discussion, we have Mr. Ford here this evening.
Good evening again, Bob Ford, Chief Financial Officer. In summary of our workshop of an hour or so ago, once again, the purchasing policy update for 2026, the major themes are we're going to rely on the approved budget as the source of truth to drive the required purchasing policy approvals, and in doing so, we eliminate an amount of redundancy that currently exists in our process. Secondly, expanding purchasing ranges for each tier will drive additional operating efficiency across the city. Consolidating tiers from 5 to 4 drives approval simplicity and the congestion that currently exists sort of low in the tier range. Expanding our purchasing authority for the city administrator and the mayor drives the timely resolution of a catastrophic failure or an emergency. And last, changing the purchasing policy agent or purchasing agent from the city administrator to the chief financial officer aligns with the defined organizational functions. For instance, The finance department is the department that executes the purchasing policy or the purchasing department's responsibilities. So you remember this chart from about an hour ago. Basically, this lays out our current purchasing policy and how we plan on expanding the tiers and consolidating the tiers. Also providing the approvals to the right. Once again, the budget drives the process. The budget is the definitive document that says these projects are already approved as part of the budgeting process. Any incremental requirements would be outside of that budgeting process. The safeguard is code section 135.05, and then I've laid out who and who has to provide additional approvals in these various tiers. Why expand the tier ranges, as we talked about an hour ago? Since 2020, cumulative inflation has increased about 25 to 30%, depending on which inflation metric you look at and what is included in that metric. But more specifically, construction costs have increased anywhere from 40 to 65%, depending on the component within the category that you're looking at. Therefore, tier ranges need to be adjusted to account for the cost increases to date and to provide additional headroom for the coming years and to create a more efficient and operating environment. So once again, being a little redundant here, consolidating the tiers and expanding the ranges, the budget drives the approval requirements. The safeguard, as per Republic Municipal Code Section 135.050, no expenditure will be made which would result in the total expenditures of that fund to exceed the amount authorized by council in the approved budget. So the effective outcome of what we're contemplating here and proposing, one, we're going to raise the requirements for 3 bids from an expenditure greater than $5,000 to an expenditure greater than $15,000. Secondarily, it raises the requirements for the formal bidding methods, such as RFPs and RFQs, from $50,000 or $70,000 for infrastructure projects to $100,000 or $125,000 for infrastructure projects. So in summary, purchasing policy update for 2026, we're going to eliminate the redundant approvals by identifying the approved budget as the source of truth for required purchasing policy approvals. We're going to simplify the structure by consolidating the tiers. We recognize the impact of increased costs to the city's purchasing power, and we're going to provide additional operating headroom by expanding the tier ranges. We're going to clean up the organizational structure by naming the CFO, me, as purchasing agent. And lastly, we're going to provide additional purchasing authority to the city administrator and the mayor in the event of a catastrophic failure or an emergency. Staff is recommending approval.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. Do we have any questions, comments from City Council? Mr. Harder?
I know we talked earlier in the workshop about council being notified as such when this is needed. It was stated that the mayor said that he'll do his due diligence. I'd be really comfortable if we saw that in writing and there's somewhere that council needs to be notified in a timely manner. Is that possible?
Well, we already have a requirement, do we not, Laura, that the mayor would notify the council?
I mean, we generally have in the past from the city administrator, but we could add a provision in there.
Yeah.
An amendment to put that in just so that it's a requirement and.
I would feel comfortable with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
good suggestion.
That way council knows in a timely manner that this is going on, so we're not blindsided 2 weeks later with a, $100,000
Sure.
bill.
Yeah, and no, that covers everyone, so you don't necessarily know what the next mayor's going to say on that either.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I like that suggestion as well. So it sounds like maybe an amendment.
There's also, if you'll notice in the staff report that I sent out earlier, under the purchasing procedures and approved matrix, which was the last page, there is, it's really not the mayor that would be notifying, but the policy does say that in the event, for instance, I'll look at Tier 3, in the event that a non-budgeted item or a budgeted item that's greater than 10% variance to budget in this tier would require not only the approval, but it would also be in the city administrator's report in that month, as well as included in the next budget amendment. So that's already part of the language in the policy. But does that get us there, Dan?
No, not really, because that can be, in this last case, it was a month before we had another council meeting, a month before Sally admin report.
Okay,
So it was, I would like to see a little bit more time than that.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
We
Well-
have council meetings every 2 weeks, and that would generally suffice, but when we get to the situation, the holidays, when we're saying we're shut down for the holidays, we will not see that for a month.
so at what level would you like to see that? Only at like a catastrophic event or an emergency, or?
I would say from, we're going to 1, 2, 3, and 4, we're getting rid of tier 5, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I would be comfortable with 3 and 4.
Okay. We can add that language.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harder. Do we have any additional questions, comments, discussion from city council? Okay, looks like there's none. So, Mr. Ford, I appreciate all the work that went into the workshop prior to this. If anyone would like to go back and watch that, our workshop was filmed as well, so we've got that to go back and look forward to. And if we have any additional questions before the next council meeting, just make sure we get with Mr. Ford or staff. Thank you, Mr. Ford. Moving on to other business and resolutions. Number 11, we have 26-R-01, a resolution of the City Council approving a preliminary plat for Town East Crossing, a commercial subdivision consisting of approximately 8.97 acres located at 1193 North Oakwood Avenue. I need a motion and a second to take up Resolution 26-R-01, please.
Yes.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, and we have Mr. Tabor to get here this evening to give us an overview.
This is the last one.
You're
Town
making a
East Center
career.
LLC and OR Shamrock Richards LLC have made application of a preliminary plat of Town East Crossing located at 1193 North Oakwood Avenue and consisting of 2 general commercial C2 lots across 8.97 acres, along with streets, open space, and stormwater infrastructure. Proposed Lot 1 is the current location of Town East Commercial Strip Center, while Lot 2 contains 2 existing homes to be demolished as the subdivision moves forward. An additional home is currently located within planned right-of-way and would also be demolished. The preliminary plat proposes a new local street connection from Republic Commons Drive to Oakwood Avenue. This new public street would be dedicated to the city during the final platting process. No lot will have access off of US Highway 60, and no new connection to US Highway 60 is being proposed. The reference parcels are currently connected to municipal utilities. Their development will be served by 2 existing water mains, a 10-inch main on US Highway 60, and 8-inch water main along Oakwood Avenue. Wastewater service is also available on-site from an 8-inch gravity sewer main. The water system, necessary lift station, and wastewater treatment facility have capacity to serve the intended use. The lots as designed meet the requirements of the zoning code. Lots in commercial districts have no minimum lot size. This subject parcel does not contain any special flood hazard area or floodplain. The subject parcel does not contain any identified sinkholes. The preliminary plat includes the depiction of a planned stormwater detention area in the southwest corner of the proposed Lot 2. Currently, detention serving the proposed Lot 1 of the subdivision exists outside of the subject area and is located on Lot 2 of Town East subdivision, which actually sits directly north of that property, and is on the southwest corner of the US Highway 60 and Oakwood intersection. A stormwater report will be reviewed by the city engineer during the infrastructure review process to ensure that the design meets the city municipal code. The design of infrastructure as it relates to streets, sidewalks, water and sanitary sewer systems, and stormwater will be reviewed in permitting during that infrastructure permitting process. Staff considers the proposed preliminary plat in general conformity with the requirements for preliminary plats and is recommending approval at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Tabor. Does City Council have any questions? Mr. Updike?
Did we not do a annexation on on one of the properties? I believe it was 1193 within the last year or so.
We did within, I would say, the last 2 years.
So that individual's gonna be bought out for this development, or?
That property is already owned by OR Shamrock.
Do we have any additional questions? Mr. Dan Harder?
So the proposed detention area, How does that, I don't see any topographical notes on here. How does that flow? Is that across the process or?
So the flow, some of that flow from Lot 2, and it depends on the eventual grading plan, is going to go into the street, and eventually that street flow will go into that detention area. Some of the land flow, overflow on Lot 2 will go into the detention area. There are also some other areas of that region that will be where stormwater will be going into there as it enters the street and then enters that. On Lot 1, the northern lot, that is currently detained to directly north of it on a different parcel.
Okay. Are there any detention problems there, water flowing problems there that you're aware of?
No, but we haven't received stormwater reports or any of the hydrology on this. That'll be done as part of any of the infrastructure
Thank you
review.
very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Dan. Do we have any additional questions, comments, discussion from City Council? Mr. Updike?
Has there been a traffic study on there? Because I know Oakwood's used a lot. There's a lot of incidents on Oakwood. But I don't know if there's going to be an additional stop sign or will there be an upgrade to that street, to kind of reduce the accidents in that area?
So I'm not aware of any traffic impact studies that are conducted in the recent past that would account for what we're doing here. We don't require those at a preliminary plat. We require them during like a rezone of the property. The property's already been rezoned for a while as general commercial.
Thank you, Mr. Updike. Thank you, Mr. Tabor. Do we have any additional questions, comments from City Council? Okay. Well, Mr. Tabor, thank you very much for your time this evening. It was quite a bit, so we appreciate you. To council, if you have any, we're on a resolution here. I got ahead of myself a little bit. No additional questions, comments from City Council. This is a resolution. Okay. So as this is a resolution, we can call this immediately to a vote. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Okay, motion passes 7-0-0. Moving on to item number 12, 25-R-02, a resolution of the City Council awarding the bid for portable restroom services for the 2026 and the 2027 calendar years for the Parks and Recreation Department to BWI Sanitation. I need a motion and a second to take up Resolution 26-R-02, please.
Motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, and we have Ms. Carson Vaughn here this evening to give us an overview.
Good evening, Carson Vaughn, Recreation Superintendent. Republic Parks and Recreation has acquired bids for portable restroom services for the 2026 and 2027 calendar years. These services are primarily used for departmental special events, athletic game and practice fields, and use in regular city parks. Bids were posted to DemandStar and various companies were notified of the posting via email. BWI Sanitation did provide the only bid. Our department has worked with BWI in the past, and we've been pleased with the services that they've offered, and staff is recommending approval.
Thank you, Ms. Vaughn. Do we have any questions, comments, discussion from City Council?
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Neal? Or Mr. Shaw?
Close.
Wrong side.
You got the Neil part right. You didn't put it on.
I was backwards.
How long is that bid process open?
It was open for 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. And I would like to add and I had a little bit of discussion with staff earlier. It sounded like this went out to bid at first and no one bid it, and then it went out to bid again, and we finally were able to receive a bidder to come to this project to give us these services. And as far as the job they do, I know on my other jobs outside of this, I get to use them quite a bit. So they do an excellent job on keeping them clean. But other than that, do we have any additional questions, comments from City Council? Okay, this is a resolution, so if we have no additional questions, comments, we will move on to final passage. Seeing that there is none, as this is a resolution, we will call this to a vote. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions?
Abstain.
Motion carries 6-0. to 0? 6 to 0 to 1. Forgot where to put it. Okay, moving on to item number 13, 26-R-03, a resolution of the City Council authorizing an agreement with D&B Construction Group for the installation of advanced metering infrastructure. I need a motion and a second to take up Resolution 26-R-03, please.
Motion.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second, and we've got Mr. Jones here this evening to give us an overview.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Josh Jones. I'm the Chief Technology Officer. This item is about water meters, and you might be wondering why a tech guy is talking about water meters, but Eric Brown, our operations manager, is also here, so any questions can go to both of us. But so this resolution is the next major step of our advanced metering infrastructure and AMI project for our water system. Last year, the city issued a competitive RFP for the labor needed to install new meters and cellular endpoints across all water customers. We received and evaluated 9 bids based on experience, pricing, clarity, and process and procedures, available resources, and included services. Staff found that D&B Construction Group submitted the strongest proposal across all evaluation criteria and is recommending approval of their selection. This work includes installing roughly 8,000 cellular endpoints and 4,000 water meters, with the city providing all the equipment. The work is expected, or hopefully, beginning the second quarter of this year and would take no more than 12 months to complete. The benefits of this work would be realized throughout the installations. This would be seen in improved leak detection, better billing accuracy, reduced manual read times, repair needs identified more quickly, and a new customer portal that would allow residents to view real-time usage and even set alerts. Ultimately, this would bring a more modern and efficient water system for the community. So tonight, we're asking council to authorize the labor agreement so that we can move forward. We will be holding a detailed workshop next Tuesday where staff, Eric and myself, will walk council through the full project details and the operational impacts. But we can answer any questions tonight as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Jones. I'm looking forward to that workshop. So, do we have any questions, comments, concerns from City Council? Dan?
Will this bring all the meters up to date in the city?
Yep, meters, we will be keeping anything that is 2016 and newer because they're still in good condition, and then they are compatible with the cellular endpoints I referenced, so.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Harder. Any additional questions, comments, City Council? Okay, seeing as there is none, and as this is a resolution, we can call this immediately for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Moving on to reports from staff. Mr. Harris.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Just a few highlights here. First off, Happy New Year, everybody. First meeting of the year, hopefully last meeting in here. Very excited for January 27th, probably be our first official business in the new City Hall, so excited to do that. It's looking really good. I know we're all anxious to get there. I want to give an overview, just a brief summary. I went to Jefferson City last week with the Springfield Chamber for our Legislative Priorities Advocacy Group. There was about a dozen of us that went up there and met with our local representatives and our legislators and advocated what that group put together as our 10 priorities. And exciting news about that, and the big takeaway is that they're very aware of MM, and that's still a #1 priority for them. So it was good for me especially to get up there and initiate those relationships with our representatives and to continue to advocate on our behalf. So I was happy to do that, and I look forward to doing more of that. I'll probably be up there next month as well for kind of the same reason. So that went well, and we're just excited that our partnership with the Chamber is going well in that regard. I want to welcome and thank our new city attorney, Justin Rogers. We're happy to have you on board, starting with us January 26th. So welcome, and thanks for coming tonight. Looking forward to working with you. Let's see. We're excited also for hosting for the mayor to host the Mayoral Association monthly dinner here next week on the 29th. And then the last thing I want to mention, I know he couldn't attend tonight, but actually, Councilman Gerke sent this to us, and some others may have seen it, but the Springfield Business Journal, you know, they, every so often, they'll do a list of the fastest-growing cities, and Republic was number one. If I remember right, it showed about a 14% increase since the last census, so of course, that's very exciting. We know Republic is growing rapidly, but it's neat to see that in the local Springfield Business Journal, and we'll continue to foster that growth and make sure we're doing it responsibly. So that's all for my report, Mayor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all that information, Colton, and yeah, it definitely sounds, I haven't got to see that article yet either, but yeah, I'm excited to get to read all of that and all the good stuff in that. So that's exciting. There's a lot of great things in there that I had seen. People have mentioned to me, but yeah, looking forward to reading that article. Do we have anyone on City Council that would like to give a report or anything to speak on this evening? We're moving on to the mayor. Okay, seeing that there is none, moving on to the mayor. I just appreciate everyone, you know, being here this evening. Well, we've got a pretty good sized crowd tonight for City Council, so it's definitely one of the happening spots in town tonight. So thank you for being here. I would like to voice my appreciation for everyone that gave a donation and everyone that came down last month in December. It's been a little while since we've been back here, but just voicing my appreciation for everyone that came down to Bass Pro, giving that support for the mayoral bell ringing challenge for the Salvation Army. There were a lot of people that came up there that day that were putting things in the kettle, a lot of people that sent donations with me, so I want to be very thankful for that as well. Hopefully in February, I think last year February was about the time that they made the announcement of the winner, and so hopefully again Republic gets to put that new trophy in our new city hall. So looking forward to that, and I just really appreciate everyone that came out and gave that support. That really means a lot to me. The growth of news definitely is great. Encourage anyone to get to look at that SBJ article, just take a look at it. It's just a lot of exciting things in there. And also on to moving on for the OTO meeting. Last week was our Ozarks Transportation Organization meeting, building more on what Colton was talking about with the region and the MM corridor. The OTO had also passed a letter of support and just expressing that need for the transportation projects there on the MM corridor and in Springfield and our regional partnership and all of those infrastructure needs, and letting the federal departments know and letting our state departments know that that was a encouraging letter from that board on looking at our transportation needs. The other thing I did want to mention, Colton had mentioned that we've got our Greene County Mayors Association meeting is this next Thursday evening, and so we've had an opportunity to bring all of the Greene County mayors here to Republic, and we're actually we'll have Ms. Haynes is giving us a wonderful presentation for the beginning of the meeting, and then the mayor will take us through hopefully a tour of City Hall. And so really looking forward to that opportunity to have all of the officials. I know Greene County commissioners, and there's several different people that come along with that meeting as well. So I'm really looking forward to hosting them and bringing them here to Republic and get to show off some of the hard work of staff and council as well. Chamber of Commerce last month, going back to December again, it was another great meeting. I really appreciate when Colton got to be there. Lisa was there. I know Councilmember Campbell was there as well. So I just really appreciate seeing everyone there. The chamber meetings are always such a high energy meeting with just such great people. So it's always a fun time. I'm so appreciative of having that opportunity to introduce Colton to everyone and just being there. It was a great closer to the year. Just kind of great being around everyone. So I really appreciate everyone with that. Staff and council, appreciate everything that went into this workshop. We've got a workshop coming up next Tuesday at 11. Is that going to be in our new? Most likely will be in our new. I don't think we'll be waiting on AV for that one, so we'll be all right. And again, apologies, with construction, there's things that go wrong. Not wrong, but there's things that take longer than expected. I have to explain that every single day, it seems like. And so even though we're in here tonight, it was good to come back one last time before we're moving into our new chambers. So I appreciate everyone. I appreciate the patience. I appreciate all the hard work from staff. And I appreciate all the time that council gives here this evening for us. And I'm not going to take any more of it. So with that, thank you to everyone. Please be safe. Have a great evening. Meeting adjourned.